Hey, good morning to everybody. It's Daryl P here, aka Artist in Recovery, and I'm coming to you again from my treadmill walk. And again, we're going to pick a Belle of the Ranch video to talk about. I found one that I was already kind of wound up about this morning. This is, as usual, you'll find the link to this video. It's a Belle of the Ranch's video right down below in my video descriptions. It is, let's talk about Trump's peace treaty ending before it even starts. I believe that's roughly the name of it. It's a video she did about 16 hours ago. Like I said, the link will be down below. And she talks about how Trump basically holds no cards, and it's more or less a joke. And Trump doesn't even seem to realize that he is the butt of the joke on Putin coming to Alaska. And let's get into it here. As usual, I agree with what Belle says. The reason I do these videos is I like to go a little deeper and kind of expound on it, kind of have a little more of a conversation as to what Belle said, because I have a few more thoughts on this. Let me say this first of all. Mr. Art of the Deal, Donald Trump. Now, this meeting is supposed to take place, I believe it's August 15th or 18th, middle August, in a week or so. Trump is playing this. If this was a card game, if this was a poker game, Trump would be holding his cards backwards at the table, so that everybody could see him before he bets. You don't go into a discussion, you don't go to a negotiation already giving concessions to one side, before you even begin negotiations. And that's basically, Trump is saying that, he was on TV, and I'm sure most of you saw this. He was on TV saying that we're going to swap some land back and forth. There's going to be some, we're going to give some, we're going to take some. As far as I can tell, that's pretty much complete bullshit. What he's doing is, before the meeting even begins, he's promising Vladimir Putin Ukrainian land that they stole. I'm part Native American, Micmac. My background is Micmac Native American from Maine and French Canadian. My mother didn't even speak English as a first language. And I have a real hard time with people giving away land that's not theirs. This whole thing rubs me the wrong way. All right, now let's just skip over here and let's talk about Trump inviting Putin to Alaska. Now, as usual, I'm sure MAGA is saying, Donald Trump deserves the Pulitzer Prize for Peace and all this other stuff. This is not a show of strength. The rest of the world sees Vladimir Putin as a war criminal. As a matter of fact, the International Criminal Court has put out a warrant for Vladimir Putin. I'll put the link right down below. Vladimir Putin stealing Ukrainian children, kidnapping Ukrainian children and taking them back to Russian territory. Again, this rubs me the wrong way, being part Native American. And the stories about Native American children being taken from their families and re-educated to be white, to dress white, to forget, purposely being made to forget their stories and their heritage and everything. That just pisses me off, and that's what Russia's doing here, taking Ukrainian children. So there's a warrant issued for Vladimir Putin. Again, we're talking about Trump and we're talking about crimes against children. How come it keeps going back to that? So how is this a show of strength? Trump invites a war criminal, a child stealer, to American soil for a little food and partying, already giving concessions to him. Already pretty much promising him Ukrainian land, which, by the way, he's got absolutely no right, no leverage, no nothing. Trump doesn't have any say whatsoever in handing over Ukrainian land. Nothing. And Zelensky has pretty much said the same thing. Zelensky is totally against giving up any land, and I can understand that. It's their land. Belle also said how Trump has no understanding of the whole Russia-Ukrainian history and Ukraine's history and everything like that. So yeah, the rest of the world looking at Vladimir Putin as a war criminal, being invited to American soil, and already being promised, little prizes and gifts. You can have land. I don't see. Trump said that, there'd be land going swapped back and forth. I don't understand that. Unless you're talking about maybe Russia giving up a little couple hundred acres that they stole already. They might let slide back to Ukraine. Maybe that's what he's referring to, because Ukraine certainly isn't going to get any Russian soil, because that's what Trump's making it sound like. Yeah, Mr. Art of the Deal, going into the negotiations before they even start, giving concessions to a war criminal, inviting him to American soil. Yeah, not a show of strength. All right, so again, the Belle's video will be down below. Let me know what you think. Please talk to me in the comments. Have a good Monday.